Alright, so let's go ahead and no, whoa, that's a little too loud for me. It's like I'm fighting a freaking headache right now, but I do like the sound of the music. So I pretty much recorded a lot, or quite a few bit of Final Fantasy IV Advanced. Today, I'm only going to record one of these. So I went ahead and recorded finally my own reaction video today. I won't be doing it every day. I might do it every day. Tomorrow I doubt I'll be doing anything. But this whole entire week is pretty much covered. It's next week that's not going to be covered. So, but that's okay, because by the time I get into sometime this week, about Wednesday, around there, I'll be able to do more. You know, it's not like I record every day anyway when I don't have a choice, you know. So, Killer, did you get sufficient rest? With each new day, we must renew our effort to create a peaceful world for our people and their master. So the thing is, as well, that about this whole entire thing is that there is one sequel to this, not including the remake. I don't know if they actually did it, the remake, how they did it with number 2 and things like that, but I think I did see something like that. I was like, I don't know. So, the thing is, you know, do you really want that, or do you want this? I mean, I might someday play the new version, as long as it doesn't cost me a whole lot of money to actually be able to play it, because I am an avid fan of this game. And I never did get into Activator 2 though. So like I said, I need to get this guy's down. Oh wow, there's 89 schools left. Cool. That means we're almost done with this. Then once I get that done, I'll probably take another video because I'll be able to do that. So the thing between this going to YouTube and BitChute is the idea that I can actually do a video. I think they also have a limit up here on YouTube. I know I've seen it happen. It doesn't happen very often, and it doesn't have very. It didn't used to be a thing on BitChute, but it doesn't really matter. So if I can do, yeah, there we go. Around there, maybe. Be great. Yeah, but so, anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. And, you know, if you want to see some reactions from me, I'm fine for you, get off me. Check out my BitChute channel. I can sit there and watch and react. For me, myself, and I believe I've done a great enough job, at least for my first time. You know, just doing a react video. I can't say I've never actually reacted, but it's my first time doing an actual reaction video that I can remember anyway. So, yeah. So pretty much, you know, now that we're almost done with this game, I didn't really realize that until I was starting to play Final Fantasy IV. And, you know, because I'm already up here in Aitos. We can always do snow wall after I do Marana, because Marana is going to be the most hardest place of all, the worst hardest of all. You know, they're all pretty much kind of hard, but they're not as hard as Marana. Let me tell you right now. Marana, I don't remember if it's Act 2, but I know that Act 1, I remember that being difficult, so I should have taken on that as soon as possible. But I decided to kind of sort of do things in order here, so hopefully we'll get to the point that we actually can heal them before they die over there in Candidora here. 73. Nice. Once we take these guys out, we won't have a problem anymore. The good thing is that we don't have to worry about neighbor bats in this area. I did not remember that at all about this place. I did remember these guys today. I also didn't remember them being here. Get out of here. So, my biggest question, I guess, is like, after this, what do I do, I guess? I don't know. I mean, I've been putting a lot more time into this game than I ever thought I would, for a video at least. And I would say that as far as this channel is concerned, for the longest I have ever done, officially anyway, including deleted videos, has been ActRaiser. And, you know, I think I did it. No, I think I did an hour on Command & Conquer Regular Retaliation. Which, if you don't know, since I've had to start all over, yeah, I gotta start all over on that again too. So that might be some time before I get into that. So, but I do have to do a bit of upgrades before I'll do a lot of most of my games that I want to start playing and stuff. You know, 'cause I like all these games, but in order for me to even accomplish what I want to, I gotta do that. Plus, with me doing this new setup, it'll be a little bit more different for BitChute as well, because this is where everything else is now on computer instead of on mobile. Might be just some time before I can even get back into mobile, because I have loved mobile ever since I fell in love with it. The only thing I haven't been able to love about it is not being able to play the games I want to. Not to say I don't want to play them, the other ones especially because of space, and also because of if it needs a controller-based kind of thing. Like Gradius 3, you know? Gradius, because I wasn't able to do it without a controller. Which really sucks, because, you know, I was testing it out when I finally got the thing, I was able to finally get it, you know, and it didn't do so too well on the recording. I was like, no, I gotta be able to at least make it up to the boss, you know, and I did that with my very first video. The first boss, anyway. That game is not, I mean, it's long, but it's not too long, so, but I could pause it, but I'm gonna have to do it consecutively in such a way. Unlike this game, I can't just, like, you know, so that means good. That thing does not have a way to save either, by the way. It's one of them that you can't actually save in. All you can do is basically, if you lose a life, that's basically where you start at. But you're better off using save states, because there's no saving. But you know, even though I like the game and everything, that's the one feature I never really thought about too much. But to be fair, I really am not really mad about that, you know, because I can make it so far with it and not have to worry about it, you know, too much. The problem I'm having with this computer as well is that I'm having to constantly shut it down, which is never a good thing. It's never a good idea to have a computer where it has to automatically shut down on its own for the hard drive or the monitor. It kills it faster, either way. The reason I'm also shutting it down, also, is not just because it's overheating stuff, is because I don't know if it'll be a problem where certain things actually happen. So I try not to make it an inconvenience. Only, you know, that's why I try to have it out. And so, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if my internet was more than all that, a bag of chips for like uploading, because everything else I could do just like I can up here, except for uploading. Uploading takes forever to do. So, I didn't used to have that kind of problem with the internet. I don't know why, but it just does. I mean, I don't know if it does terribly on YouTube. I don't remember that, but I remember having a problem with BitChute. So, you know. But then again, I haven't had a computer in a long time, so it might be better since I have a computer. I don't know. But I like to just do it here because also it's easier, and plus I have to come up here anyway to sit up and get in a cooler environment anyway. Maybe if I can ever get around to absolutely setting up my house the way I want to, maybe I'll get to where I can do what I want to with it. Even if it does seem to take forever to do, I can finally do what I want with the daggone thing and never have to come up here ever again. Like I can sit there and sit all I want to. Plus, I mean, if I have to, I could take a thumb drive and bring it up here and upload it. That wouldn't be a problem at all. Not at all, you know. That would be the, because all I gotta do is just bring another computer up here whenever I want, whenever I can. You know, just kind of upload what I can at certain times, as long as it ain't during hours that I know people are gonna be here, or whatever. Certain ones are for important reasons, you know. That's all I can do, basically. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry I haven't been putting any music on. I was always being cautious about it because I just, you know, for the longest time they were always trying to get me here. So, but some of the games I can do without any, you know, without anything doing the deal. So, you know, whatever. So. I like the music. That's not why I turn it off. Oh, I just really hate it. No, any general music, I can only stand so much of it for so long. It's like if I try and watch a show for so long, I can only stand it watching it for so long, and that's it. You know, like Gundam Wing. I love the show. I really do. It's one of my favorites. It actually be the #1, always above any other Gundam series ever being made. But at the same time, I can't watch it anymore. I'm saying I can't watch it at all. I just can't watch it fully like I used to because it gives me a headache every time. That's how much I've actually watched it. And it's not always a reason to have a headache either when you watch a show. It depends on how well it affects the brain. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I do reaction videos now. I don't know about live streaming. I do that occasionally when I feel like doing it, but, you know, live streaming is just something I do not very often, if I do it at all anymore. So, I mean, I did start doing that whole thing where I started recording off my console, or not recording, but live streaming it with Facebook, but that just don't seem to work too well. I don't like to sit there and have to hold a phone, you know, I don't have to. Luckily for us, we're almost done getting these guys down. Then we can start working on the others. Because, see, this is going to be a kind of a sort of a longer project than Iron Hander was. Or as I like to call it, Ian Hander, because it had an E at the beginning of it. And I say longer because even though I've put like so much time into a video to even do this, the thing is it's going to have more videos because there's more to it than that, and it does kind of like radius. But the only thing is with the Iron Hander, I can actually stop it any time I want to. It's not as difficult as radius is, but I can still kind of stop it somewhat. But I had to do it in a certain way. I'm like Iron Hander. So I had like a total of 8 videos, and that was much as I could do within less amount of time. I mean, I could have wrapped it up in about within maybe about 4 if I'd have done it about within an hour. 13 left. Nice. Once we get rid of these guys, good. You know, I'll be able to take care of that guy, those birds, and take care of them. Mouse. Do wish they were running something nice in this kind of place. Yeah. So as you've already seen, the reason why I want to get rid of it is because it actually disrupts your civilization. In fact, any one of these guys can do that. Not just because they're monsters, but because that's the way they're programmed to do it. I never have believed in it except, well, I mean, when I started believing otherwise, I never have afterwards, I would say. I'm okay with monsters. Almost didn't get that one. 6 left. Yeah, you gotta do this fast, otherwise they start moving around. That's not good. 5 skull heads left. 4. But it's probably going to be a longer process because I got to take them down. They're not going to be unlike those Napier bats. They're not. Yep, there's 2 left. There seems to be 1 skull head in this layer left. There it is. Good. Alright, now let's take out this one here. Doesn't really matter. So doesn't matter where I started at as long as I get them down. I can still do somewhat of this week and try to get next week covered up, but it's the next week after that I don't know. So, I am trying to reach the goal of 1,000 videos anyway, if not more, before I start deleting videos as I go along, because I don't want them on there since I've had to start over, and I haven't actually had a chance to complete them, so there's just no point in even having it. I mean, unless it was just like a few videos, maybe I could see that, but that many, like with Tales of Destiny, yeah, they gotta go. No big deal or anything, but I just would like to get it done. So I found out that I can do it easier on computer to get all those videos done, but I gotta go with for a total of 50 per page and go all the way down the list. That's gonna take a little bit to get each and every time, but it's not so bad once you do it on computer. Yeah, so I've got 100 something left. Yeah, so this is gonna be like I said, a little bit longer than Lionheart. I am going to redo Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past at some point, and I am going to try and do. I thought I was never going to get into it because I didn't have any idea what I was going to do in the future. This is like so many years late, so many months later that after I said I would never do it again except for the PC version. Well, since I've been having so much fun trying to catch up with everything and all that, especially because now we have PC to do all this stuff with, I thought that I would just do another challenge. You know, not necessarily 100% the game or anything like that. I just thought I would just, you know, get through it all. I'm not gonna bother with all that 100% nonsense. I mean, I could if I want to do like, I don't know, 4th round. You know, 'cause, I mean, I could practically do it, wrap it up anyway within so much amount of time, because literally I only had about like way too many when I first started it, and I had to finish that off pretty quickly. And that was the first time I did that on this channel. Not the first time I've ever beat the game, but I never would have thought I would have had that many videos. I mean, I always did say that there was no wrong way to do it. I just never thought I would ever have that many. It's also because I was also thinking about how much space I had at the time. That's right, I forgot all about all that. Plus, I was also doing it, trying to get so many episodes and whatnot, and trying to get it, you know. I really didn't think about how much time I really could have put into the video. But now that I do that now, there'll be less videos. I mean, there might be more, but there won't be like 100 or whatever. It just depends on the game itself, you know. Like how long it's going to be, no matter how much time I put into it, you know. Like Final Fantasy VII, that kind of thing, you know. I know I gotta start that all over because the capturing process just did not do what it's supposed to have done. So, all because of the glitching in it. It was so terrible. It was pathetic. And I gotta look that up again in order to fix that. But I'll do that one of these days. Right now, I'm not really concerned about Final Fantasy VII. I know I did start it out, but you know, don't worry, it'll be finished off at some point. I don't know when I'm going to start the project of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, the 3rd round. But if I do it, it'll be one video. That'll be it. No 2 or 3 videos, nothing like that. Baloney stuff. I went ahead and do that because I had to start over with Pokemon Fire Red, and I just couldn't, you know. Wasn't able to get back to where I was at with the time, so I just kind of started doing some other projects to kind of fill in the gap. I've got like 60-some videos of the thing recorded and everything, so once I get through all the stuff I want to do before I get back into it, I want to be able to finish off the project. That's kind of why I didn't want to start doing any more to it, or where I was releasing videos. I didn't want to just keep like making videos from the beginning and be like, well, why are you doing that? Because I'm having to start over, you know. And that's the problem with that. I hate having to have to start all over when I ain't even finished the game. Yeah. And to me, if I had to call it a challenge at all, it would be just trying to beat it in general. Otherwise, there's nothing else to it, because honestly, I have to say that for me to try and beat something in itself is not just whether or not I 100% it. I'm not even sure if I can 100% this game because of the way it's made and everything. I give out practically 100% this thing anyway as you go along, you know. So yeah, there is something else that I had to do to this project as well. That's called part of the challenge, and it's not so hard as it would be just trying to, I've never actually made it, believe it or not, to the final fit of this game with that mode, but we'll get into that later. So it's just something that, you know, call it a bonus project or whatever one I want to call it. So, yeah, just thought I would go ahead and do this game. I'll eventually get back into Illusion of Gaia and all that stuff. But I do want to also get that completed, as well as Chrono Trigger. Now that I have a controller, I'll be able to start doing that game pretty soon. I can just go ahead and start recording as I go along, you know. Start going ahead after I've got all this covered up, because, I mean, I'll tell you what, we'll probably have this pretty much quickly done. Not just recorded, but released as well, because, yeah, I've got this down for like 3 days now. I believe it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for this game. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is going to be Final Fantasy IV. I was going to do the Final Fantasy VII since I was since I had to start all over with Final Fantasy IV, and you know, since I actually had to do the whole thing because I had messed up on a few videos, and I couldn't remember which ones were what, which is not a big deal. So I've been able to skip through a whole bunch of it, get a whole lot of it done within less than an hour, which is pretty good when you can considering that I'm not even trying to speed run the whole thing. But I'll tell you what though, like I said, I'll be doing reactions maybe once a week if I can, if I feel like it. Otherwise, you know, it'll only be every other, you know, and time-wise, I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'll just do it. Kind of enjoyed it, but it kind of drained me after I did the thing. So, you know, anyway, my name is Brian Barnett Gonti, and this is Actrader, man. One of my favorite games because it's a builder type game. Command & Conquer Red Alert Retaliation within itself probably would not be a favorite game, but just like this is. So, I love a lot of RPG games and stuff, especially all classic stuff. But I also love where you can build and bring back your civilization, you know, just like stuff any which way you can do it. Like Suikoden has that. Final Fantasy does not. I mean, they kind of have it where you can reclaim stuff and whatnot as you progress through the game. And I'm not saying that about every one of them. There's not much to even bother to reclaim said area. So that is a thing about Final Fantasy. And I'm not going to say that Suikoden Tactics is the same way. I don't even remember if I even beat that game. And I know I got pretty far in it, but I got also stuck quite a few times in it. Final Fantasy Tactics as well was a thing. I didn't even know about Final Fantasy Tactics A and B. I just knew about Final Fantasy Tactics. And somebody had talked about, you know, releasing it soon, and I was like, yeah, okay, so, you know, I was like, you know, I didn't know they had that. And I got stuck on one level because it wouldn't let me go and get any further because I kept getting the game over and it wouldn't let me do no more training to it. So I don't know. I might even do that. I highly doubt that if anybody was doing all the Final Fantasies, they would even be considering the tactics of it. So, you know, especially doing all the little games and stuff like that to beat every one of them possible. Yeah, you're not going to do all that. There's no way in hell you can call that a challenge to beat every Final Fantasy. Even I'm not going to claim that they're trying to beat every Final Fantasy that was ever made. Excuse me. Actually, sorry, that's what he said it was. Every Final Fantasy that was ever made, that's what he said he'd challenge himself to do. That's horse crap because you can't do that. Final Fantasy 11 is online only. So, you know you're not going to be beating that. That's like trying to say you can do that and try to beat World of Warcraft or a dumb Animal Crossing game. Because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the game itself is dumb. It's just the idea of how long I have seen an entire series like that run. And I'm like, there ain't no way. I'll try it out one of these days, maybe. But other than that, no. Like I said, I'm willing to try all the games, and I'm not going to promise you I'm going to be trying to complete them, you know, except on the fly or whatever, if I am still even in this thing. I wish I didn't want to say that, but I am now, and I'm saying it now because I didn't think about it, but yeah, you know, that's the thing about trying to do stuff like this, you know. And then I had to say, I did say something about Nuzlocke's challenges. I hate Nuzlocke challenges. Now, that's not to say I hate people for doing them. No, I just don't care for them. I respect the idea if you want to challenge yourself for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't get the Nuzlocke challenge. I really don't. Nuzlocke challenges to me are like trying to see if I can beat a game in some sort of weird fashion that's really weird. I said I think they should be illegal because it kind of pissed me off the way it was telling me about it, because I started looking into it and it was like, okay, you know. Even more so because I was looking up on the information on how you're supposed to do one, and you know, and it's fine if people want to do it. I have nothing against that, so don't get me wrong there. It's not about that. I just don't care. I want to be able to play a Pokemon game. I'll play a Pokemon game. If I don't want to, then that's my prerogative, my business, you know. Because I intended to play just about my challenges for myself is to beat every game I can that I feel like doing, and well, I'm still here before I give it up, you know, for good. You know, even you know, the ones that I can even do. You know, if I try a game and I can't complete it all the way through, chances are I'm not gonna try to do it just sit on the fly whenever I feel like doing it, because how hard and frustrating it is. Because I can't get through it, and I don't want to sit there and take like 40 to 70 hours for every bit of the game. It would take you about, I don't know, a whole entire 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 5 to 10 years before you complete the whole daggum thing. That just ain't gonna fly in my world. So that's why another reason why I probably won't get too much heavily involved with Animal Crossing. Yeah, and that's the thing about Animal Crossing. But otherwise, you know, again, if you still take it that way, you're going to try to explain myself, which I didn't actually have to. I didn't even have to tell you that. Then that's your own problem. It's like it is my own problem how I deal with things, you know. I have a problem with a lot of different things, like romantic stuff that shouldn't be in shows, you know, that are basically where it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't doing it in such a way that it just feels like it's forced. Like they just want to shove it down your throat. Like, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if they're real or not. I've seen this both on real, non-animated and animated stuff where they just force it down your throat. Like, gee, thanks. I really need to see a woman and a man kiss. You know, that's a lot of the majority of it. That's why I didn't want to get into that. You know. Maybe you guys can't see it that way, but and it's not just from a perspective, but, you know, and it has nothing to do with whether or not I have a woman. Even if I had a woman, I would still feel like it's being forced down my throat. Like, good for you. What am I, chopped liver? You know, not just because of whether or not I'm, you know, getting any or not. You know, like, getting any cookies. I'm not trying to be dirty. You know, and if I was, I would have kept that to myself. That's just how I feel about that kind of being way, you know. And if you don't like that, well, again, you should have never watched any of my videos. I'm serious about that. In fact, you shouldn't even be on the internet at all. There are far worse YouTube channels than mine is when they start burrowing into filth, when they start talking about stuff that really doesn't bother me. When they start talking about when you know, when makes their nipples dance and stuff like that, you know. They start talking about their tickling my booty or whatever. That don't bother me. I don't care. The only thing I don't want to hear is about, you know, like, oh, was it a good smooth bowel movement while you were doing it in the sack with her? You know, you were actually probably on the toilet, you know. That's the kind of crap I don't want to talk about, you know. Hey, no offense, but, you know, it's just that's the kind of thing I don't care. I admit there's a lot of things I wouldn't want to hear, but I'll let it go. It's not as bothersome as that, or someone outright calling me gay when I'm not. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, this is for the record. If I was gay, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But it's the way you say it is wrong. Like, ha ha, you're gay. Or you're just a faggot, you know, you wouldn't understand. Or, I mean, even if they don't exactly say it like that, there's so many ways they can say it. And it's very offensive. I don't like that. Especially, that's another reason why I hated online games where they had to have PvP, player versus player, because of all that crap that goes on there. Especially like, oops, I accidentally slipped up and stuck my you know what in there, and then there was something about looking up disgusting stuff from her toilet or whatever. I mean, my God, I don't care about all that. You know, even though they say clearly it's not a dating site, you know, and it's not okay to talk about that, but yet people still say it anyway. They find ways to talk about stuff like that, and they have no one actually trying to control this kind of stuff. People are trying to keep it from that way, especially since they have rules. Why have rules? No one even cares to be in there, or they don't have enough people around doing it. I'd have to do it too, but again, I can't be in there all the time either. So that's not the thing. So it's just, in other words, you gotta have people in there at all times. Like, you know, even if they have to switch out, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that would be something that would be great, but they don't do that, you know. They wouldn't even know that. They wouldn't even do that if it was the last thing on Earth. So, you might be wondering why that's flashing there, if there's any reason to it. I think it stays pretty much there anyway, though. This one here does. Unlike some of the maps, I don't really get it, but okay. So, like I said, I'm trying to knock this down as much as I can. I had to change subject or anything, but I am trying to get these guys down. I just had nothing better to talk about, you know. And I was listening to this thing about how Batman should be the leader when he really shouldn't, because he could like sit there and betray them. And if you've learned anything, it's the idea that if Batman was in charge, the Justice Lords would have been, you know, a thing. And what happened with the Justice Lords was, it just wasn't right. Like, anyone who disagreed got killed. They didn't have a free right to, it's like basically a monarchy, a dictatorship, to tell you whether or not you could say this or that, and, you know, and only if you agreed with them and bow down to them, blah, 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 you know, you were okay. But there weren't hardly, I don't think there was hardly any children in there either, from what I can remember. Or kind of peaceful wives that would have been around like, hey, but can I go outside and play? No. You know. And it was also stemming from the fact that somehow or another, I guess they lost their flash. I didn't get that. Okay. I just don't see that as an excuse to turn the world upside down the way that they did that. Oops, spoiler. But yeah, I try not to spoil it too much about it, but enough to get the sum it up from what I understand and all that. Bastards. Sorry about all that noise. That was me trying to. Really? Okay, sorry about that. That was me doing my thing, trying to get them to stop the making a noise. Driving me nuts. It made me thought it was underneath the desk. Anyway, so we'll go back to doing this. It's 11 o'clock right now. It's 10 something. Time I actually started getting this going. This is being, believe it or not, recorded as of. What is today? Yeah, Monday, August the 21st of the year 2023. Yeah. So, I learned something else as well that I shouldn't say about where I'm actually at. You can tell them that I actually live in the United States of, or United Kingdom. Or to say United States of Kingdom, but anyway. The United Kingdom is where I am at. If you really want to know, I'm never going to tell you because I'd rather get to know you. Yes, 59. I don't give out physical addresses anyway. 7. You know, I'm a bloody fool because I told where I was at and everything. I didn't exactly give an address, but I didn't have to. Plus, they don't allow addresses anyway. But you can tell them exactly where you are, or where you're at, people. But that's not a good idea either. The thing about PvP, when you get so wrapped up until you start to get like, think you're so attached to people. God. No, thank you. 50 blue dragons left. We're almost done with these suckers. Like they say every day, there's bonus sucker. And what that also does, if you can't tell, is it gives us more souls, gives us more people to work with. So, more than plenty enough to absolutely say here, we can build a town, you know, somehow or another, but get eventually stopped for whatever dumb reason. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If we get to the final point of this and I'm still not able to get everything done the way it should be done, I'm gonna start over, and I'll keep restarting over until it finally gets it done right. So it has to do it right. That's part of 100% of the game. Now, most of the time you can't control that, but you know, it's like more like a percentage ratio. So it is what it is. Can't believe I actually have to play God and Angel. Because if you technically think about it, like in a way, we're playing God, an immortal God that has to come down and strike down the vile for the vile ones that dare to try and, you know, keep it from having a happy, peaceful land. And then the angel takes care of the other ones that resonate within the lands, and then we have to finish it off again, and then one more time, you know, after we get to the Zidil. Yeah, I did something. But yeah, I'd say definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say we have. Well, maybe if you count like the stuff that we get, but other than that, we're not exactly a god, but we are kind of a god in a way. Playing God to life, especially because people go, my master! No, dude, I ain't your master. I'm just some dude trying to help you out. Some good guy coming by. Alright, now it's time to finish off this. It doesn't really matter which one we go to, so whichever you choose, you just go with it. Now that I got it down to 25 for all three of these. That should knock it down pretty good. Anyway, so the reason as well that it might sound a little off is because I got a fan going behind it so that I keep it from overheating. But it'll still somewhat overheat anyway, so I gotta keep it shut down so I get a deal for it. $16 now. 15, huh? There's exactly 10 left of these supposedly blue dragons. That is not a dragon, or that I've ever seen anyway. So let's go ahead and get them done. I don't care what you say. I've actually seen dragons in this game. That is not what a dragon looks like. If that's a dragon, then I guess I'm not. I'm the devil and God roll into one. Or I've been out too much, you know, and didn't realize how much that's not a dragon, but it probably is. I don't know, but somebody else's definition. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, there it is. No more monsters in that layer. Okay, that's good. So now we got 2 left. We can either go over here or we can go over here. I think we'll finish off and go over here. I intend to get all of these sealed up. Like I said, it doesn't really matter which one we do. It's just easier to get them to those enough so that you don't have to keep worrying about it too much. Huh, 13 left. Not bad. 12. $11. And now there's 10. 6. And now there's 4 left. 3. Now there's 2 left. Nice. Now there's 1 more left in that layer. And then we can finish out the other layer. And now there is this one here. There's 1 more left. Nice. The first one I'm going to take care of once we start building is we're going to take over the skulls, because that one there should definitely go. We don't want that reviving right away. Now. $11, $10. And that's it. Alright. There it is. Ooh! That's cool. That means we're going to start having some kettle. Some farm raising where we're going to be doing some animals. Hell yeah. Horses, pigs, you name it. Except for squid. And that's just like from Fillmore and Bloodborne. Basically, both houses. Yeah! Yep. Afraid someone has found something in the market there. The master resumed to statue. Okay. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Ah, okay, something to tell you. Oh, master, my husband suffered serious injuries while visiting the market. So I must continue the building for Aitos for long. Oh, it sucks. Well. Why is it always about the men and women anyway? What about the women and women? That's silly. Yep. My master disappeared at our ranch SM Forces. Okay, nice. Okay, so we want this to go that way. Congratulations, your level has increased. Now your level is 11, and your HP is 18. Oh, and by the way, your level will increase again when the total population becomes 2,500. Master, we have learned how to make clothes from the fleece of our sheep. The fleece is very warm and could be useful to any land as cold as Aitos. This year, okay. Ah, so now they have sheep. Nice. Darn it. Darn. Okay. Circular. The civilization level Aitos seems to have improved. Oh, it's unexpected. Okay. Oh, Master, one of our people went to see those monsters there, even though he was also seriously injured. After seeing the monsters, he was fatally injured. What? He's now standing before the shrine with his last strike. The last request is to be covered by the Master's tears, which grant him concentrate. What the? Would I want to do that? Yeah. I guess I will. Ooh, nice. Now we're starting to improve more. Fine, if that's what you want. Yeah. His face was showered with his master's tears was peaceful enough. Oh, Master, thank you for showing compassion on him in his great hour of need. Please. Hey, windmills! Cool! I love windmills! A lot of people hate windmills. Oh, windmills are so stupid! Alright. I'm sorry, I don't mean to mock anybody, but I just, I don't really understand, It's like it's the most terrible thing ever to have a windmill. You know what you can do with windmills? Do you even care? Probably not. That's probably why you're so hateful towards windmills. Those things are so annoying. And then when a tornado comes in. That's what worries you, is a tornado? Or even a lightning, or both, and... Really? Because, I don't really... I don't know. I just don't know why people have to be so hateful and fearful of these things. Like, it's the windmill. There we go. Yep. It appears someone has found something in the monster's lair. Nice. My master, we have shown blah 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 stupid bow and arrows. Okay, my master, we have now refined our mountaineering skills. The mountains hold many unseen mysteries. We will inform you if anything is discovered. Okay. Should I be doing something about that? That didn't do a doggone thing. Nice. Windmill. You like windmill. He likes windmill. Our master, we have found a scroll on the mountains northeast of here. Okay, that's good. Nice. Even more under construction. I like it. Yeah. Congratulations, your level has increased. Now your level is 12. And your HP is 19. Oh, and by the way, your level will increase again when the total population becomes 2,900. 2,900. Yeah, you know, as well, that kind of reminds me of, how's the name of that game? I forgot about it until just now for some other reason. The thing is, it's another one of those builder type games. Oh yeah, SimCity, that's it. Didn't like it too well as I did SimCity 2000, but that was only because I was getting stuck. Yeah. So, anyway. Go ahead and try to, you know. There we go. Another windmill. Alright. I like to see construction. And the thing is, I don't like it when it slows down, because, I mean, it would be so bad if, you know, was done, but it never is. Some crappy score from the Act 1, but then again, it doesn't really matter anyway. It's not like I'm going to get something for it. Alright, it's time to do this. Sir Killer, the civilization level of Aitos seems to have improved. I know it's unexpected, but okay. Oh, Master, please save us! The old dormant volcano has suddenly erupted. We can hear monsters and
Monsters pushing. Our town Aitos will not only be destroyed by the eruption, but by the eruption, but also by monsters. Please come down and fight for us and the men who have given their lives and sealing of the monster's lair.
Cares about the men. Great. Okay. Well, now it's time to do the thing. If we don't do that, it will destroy all the towns. And I think it's time we did that anyway. For now, we're going to save here. And that's all the time we have for this episode. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, later!